Yo, I want to say this. Demarvion Overshown, I feel great about this pick. Let's talk about it. All right, guys, pick 90, Demarvion Overshown. This is the one, okay? This is that one where you say, okay, deep breath. And listen, the Schoonmaker pick, I want to be very clear. He's a Cowboy now. I 100% trust Will McClay. 110%. So we're not going to be down on it. You actually heard Mike McCarthy come out and say exactly how he wants to use Schoonmaker. Like, exactly. He left nothing to chance. Over the middle of the field, seams, post, in line, and as an insert player. Like, he left nothing to chance. And I respect that about Mike. Mike's, you know, he heard what they said, what people were asking. Oh, this isn't a sexy draft. This isn't this, that, and the third. It's not sexy right now. But when you get to the season and these guys are making plays, then you say, okay, cool. Now, when you talk about Overshown, I get it. Like, you watched the Baylor game from last year. You watched the Oklahoma game from 2 years ago. This is one of those ones. Texas changed their defense up the last 2 to 3 years. The guy couldn't get comfortable in a scheme, right? The knock on Overshown, and we'll talk knocks first, because I'm going to take my time with this one, because this is one where if you guys were watching the live stream, I was really, really happy with this pick. Like, I won't say I was jumping for joy, but I was like, okay, cool, they got it. Like, they understand that we're not going to reach on one of these guards if we don't like them. Let's make our defense outstanding. The best player on our team is on our defense. Let's make this defense outstanding. We got to remember, too, y'all, and before I get to his cons, now you have Jonathan Hankins and Mozzie Smith keeping these backers free to run. He runs, Overshown runs well to the quarterback. He's a great blitzer, and that's how they said they want to use him. So, take a deep breath first. Let's talk about the cons. The cons are the diagnosis just isn't great. If he's going against a good scheme and, you know, there's a lot happening in front of him, crossers, ball fake, all that type of stuff, if the play design is really good, I think that's what gets him in trouble, right? I think that's what gets him his eyes and his cues. And when you saw him at Mike, because he played all over. So it's interesting. This dude played some end. He played some Will. He played some Mike. He played some Sam. Like, he literally played all over that defense. And that versatility was a good thing, but it could also have been a bad thing. Let's talk about the bad thing. His eyes and his instincts aren't as natural as other linebackers. Like, some linebackers just get it, boom. They can just fly to the ball, cool. But what he lacks in instincts, he makes up for in hip fluidity, the ability to run. He's a 4.56 guy at that height. The ability to run, and the arm length, and the finish. Former safety, when he sees ball and he's tracking, he finishes the play. There were talks about him going in the second round in Dallas. The fact that you were able to get him in the third round makes a lot of sense. The hips, the turn, the run. That's what you're getting in Overshown. Hips, turn, run. What does this mean? Jabril Cox is looking slow for you right now, homie, because his role, not his goal, but his role was to be a player that can run, that can turn and run. Well, you bring Overshown in this defense, and we got to remember, this isn't Texas's defense. This isn't, you know, a Steve Sarkisian defense where Sark was really an offensive guy, but, you know, he has the plan for the defense. No, this is a Dan Quinn defense. Dan Quinn will look at the player. DQ will look at the player and say, this is what we need to do with him. Linebacker coach it up. This is what we're going to do with said player, right? LVE, you play the strength. You call it out. You tell us what's going on with the pre-snap alignment. Overshown, you run to the ball. You blitz here. Mikey, you come on the edge. Mozzie, you hold up those two offensive guards or whatever that offensive guard in that center. You hold those guys up. You run to the ball, Overshown. Sam Williams, you get on the edge as well. You see the trend here? A lot of speed, a lot of length. Still can get after the quarterback. Oh, but by the way, now you can stop the run. You see where I'm going? He's not forced to be the guy in the middle of that deep. He doesn't have to be the guy. He doesn't have to be the queen. He could be a rook. You see what I'm saying? The Cowboys are able to play chess. No, you don't need, per se, starters. And you heard Mike McCarthy say that even when he was talking about the Schoonmaker pick. I got to make sure that I'm saying that right. I don't want to mess the young man's name up. Starter is subjective. Do they play a role at a high level? You're picking at 26. You have a great roster. And it's funny. It was cool to see Mike even acknowledge, hey, we have Gilmore. He's a pick because you gave him a 5th for him. You have Cooks. He's a pick. So think of that draft. Think of this draft mixed with those players. I don't think the receiver is on the board, y'all. I'm just being honest with you. I don't think receiver gets drafted. I don't even know if running back gets drafted. They may like Ronald Jones. He's their offset back. We'll talk about that. But right now, I want to say that I am very happy with this Overshown pick. I think that right now, he does challenge to get on the field. I think the athleticism, the finish, I think they want to bulk him up. I think that makes a lot of sense. And the ability to turn and run is real. I think that Demarvion Overshown gets on the field. I'm excited about this player. All right, guys, it's your boy Foots. 4 hours of coverage with Vach, Sky. I'm tired. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll give you guys recaps, updates, and then you guys know how I do it. On Sunday, I'll do my full class breakdown. I'm excited, man, to keep this thing rolling. I can barely keep my eyes open, but for y'all know what it is. Peace.